It's Thursday, February 13. In the headlines, 3 new senators appointed. In business news, cashback for some drivers who top up at Total gas stations. And regionally, the Pan American Health Organization issues Dengue alert. In sports, the Reggae Boys are a point away from qualifying for the FIFA Men's Under-17 World Cup. And sprint star Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price to receive the keys to Kingston. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced appointments of 3 new senators, Dr. Elon Thompson, Marlon Morgan, and Delano Severance to the Senate. The appointments follow the recent resignations of former senators Matthew Samuda, Delroy Williams, and Ransford Braham. Dr. Elon Thompson is a medical doctor by profession who once served as president of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association from 2016 to 2020. Morgan is a communication specialist involved in public policy, and Mr. Severance is a strategist, public policy expert, currently working as a senior advisor to Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. Thursday's throne speech during the ceremonial opening of Parliament was delivered by Deputy Governor-General Stedman Fuller, the Custos of Kingston. Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen had spinal surgery in December and has been recovering from the procedure. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is set to commence the next round of interviews with candidates who made it through the first round at the recent job fair held at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the disclosure during a statement to the House of Representatives earlier this week. The Health and Wellness Minister says some 2,907 persons were screened for the 600-plus available jobs across the public health sector during the Career Expo and Employment Fair. Candidates were seeking positions in areas like patient care assistants, community health aides, health records clerks, administrative assistants, customer service officers, and key positions within the ministry, among others.
The first round was more screening, filling out some basic information, and then streamlining whether to the region, to the institution, or otherwise. And that was done with some 2,400 having a follow-up.
Dr. Tufton says the Southeast Regional Health Authority identified key personnel for positions long advertised.
These positions include a regional pharmacist, medical physicist, and a physiotherapist to serve in the parish of St. Thomas.
He also notes that the team at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, along with the regional health authorities and departments, will be completing the recruitment process for the advertised jobs and administering and analyzing surveys from schools that attended the expo.
Mr. Speaker, 97 schools, 92 high schools, and 6 tertiary level institutions also were included. And we even had some interest in some of our younger population at the level of the primary schools.
The Southeast Regional Health Authority received the highest percentage of applications at the job fair, followed by the National Council on Drug Abuse,
indicating significant interest in administrative and policy-related roles, which we welcome. The National Council on Drug Abuse received some 24.7% of applications, highlighting a strong response to opportunities in mental health and addiction services, which may reflect a growing awareness of the importance of these areas. Mr. Speaker, the Western Regional Health Authority, Northeast Regional Health Authority, and Southern Regional Health Authorities had much smaller shares, with 2.1, 1.3 and 2.3% representation, respectively.
Nearly half of Caribbean Maritime University students secure jobs before graduating. That's one of the key findings from a recent survey conducted by the university's research department, which tracked graduate employment trends between 2019 and 2023. Denita Rodney has more.
The study was conducted over a 3-month period in 2024, targeting approximately 2,556 graduates. Dr. Lana Gay Franklin Green, Manager for Institutional Research and Business Intelligence at CMU, shared the findings during a Jamaica Information Service think tank.
So our president would have indicated that 45% of our graduates received employment before graduating, 3 months before graduating. They were gainfully employed. 74% of our graduates during the study indicated that they were employed. So majority had employment secured.
She shared a breakdown of the respondents.
So of the 994 participants, 576 identified as female, 414 identified as male. 99% of our participants in the study were Jamaicans. However, we did have participants from other Caribbean countries, such as Antigua, Bahamas, Barbados, and we also had 2 Americans, Chinese and Nigerians, who participated in the study. So as you can see, we are a university that worldwide and not just Caribbean nationals.
According to the study, students were able to acquire an array of versatile skills.
So many of our participants mentioned acquiring versatile skills such as communication, customer service, leadership, critical thinking, oral presentation skills, but they also highlighted specific technical skills that they gained from being at the CMU, such as AutoCAD, PLC, controls, pneumatics, machine welding and machine operations in the engineering field, and inventory management, Asekuda operations management, and cargo planning in the logistics field.
Dr. Franklin Green emphasized the importance of aligning programs with job market demands and expanding financial aid options to ensure CMU graduates are equipped for success.
Entertainment event organizers will have to pay a fee along with their applications for hosting their events. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, has passed a resolution for the inclusion of fees during their monthly meeting this week. The new policy applies to all events requiring permits, licenses, or other forms of authorization that are granted by the KSAMC. The KSAMC says the move is in response to growing concerns about the impact of entertainment events on local infrastructure, public safety, and community resources. Kingston's Mayor, Councillor Andrew Swaby, says discussions have been held with organizers of one major carnival event, noting that the meeting was attended by several other key stakeholders. As Jamaica marks the 3rd anniversary of the Disabilities Act, the government has reaffirmed its commitment to protecting the rights of persons with disabilities. Labour and Social Security Minister Pernell Charles Jr. gave an update on the progress of the various programs established under the Act during Tuesday's sitting of Parliament. Minister Charles Jr. says the latest move is the ministry's public education campaign for persons with disabilities, dubbed I Am Able.
The I Am Able initiative is the new national public education campaign to advance the rights of persons with disabilities, promoting the capabilities of persons with disabilities, and also promoting access, inclusivity, and improving the integration of persons with disabilities across all aspects of life.
The ministry has also established avenues for economic advancement.
We have advanced initiatives promoting inclusive hiring practices and vocational training programs in collaboration with entities like the Heart NSTA Trust, all with a view to reducing and eliminating, if we can, discrimination in employment on the basis of disability.
Grants have also been provided.
And you would know, Mr. Speaker, that we came to this Parliament and spoke about the integration in a strategic and deliberate way of persons with disabilities in our overseas employment program. We have 2 young ladies who came out of the Abilities Foundation agricultural program and 2 men who are now doing very well in Canada and more to come.
Other noticeable achievement includes improved access to quality education for children with disabilities through the Early Stimulation Program and strengthened special education units within mainstream schools. Partnership with the Bureau of Standards to adapt the accessibility checklist, promoting higher standards of physical and operational accessibility. Established the Disabilities Rights Tribunal to address complaints of discrimination and ensure persons with disabilities have a path for redress. Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Total Energies Jamaica and Lasco Finance have partnered to give immediate cash back to drivers who top up at Total gas stations island-wide using the Lasco Finance Gold Visa prepaid debit card. Jason Hall Tracy, CEO of Lasco Financial Services, shared that the Gold Visa cardholders will get $3 off each liter of gas at Total stations. Additionally, there will be monthly specials where the discount will be $6 off each liter. On hand to endorse the discount program was Egerton Newman, president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services, at the press launch held yesterday at Total Energy's head office on Hope Road. For noted companies listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the latest financial results are out. Medical Diagnostic Center, G-West, reports for the 9 months ending December 31, 2024, a net loss of 20.61 million Jamaican dollars. Tropical Battery Company Limited, unaudited financials for the 12 months ended September 30, 2024, reports year-end net profit of 19.86 million. Lasco Distributors Limited, unaudited financials for the 9 months ended December 31, 2024, reports 9-month net profit of 1.05 billion Jamaican dollars. For the trading period ending February 12, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited Jamaican dollar shares with 2,529,004 units was trading, representing 24.69% of market sales volume. Microfinance company Dollar Financial Services with 653,057 units traded, representing 6.38% of market sales volume. Regional financial conglomerate JMB Group 7.5% variable rate Jamaican dollar preference shares with 598,495 units traded, representing 5.84% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On February 12, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $56.45 million purchased and US $59.23 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.24 per dollar, selling the US at $158.32 and buying the US at $157.08. The Canadian dollar netted forex traders $1.61 per transaction, with selling at $111.40 and buying at $109.79. The British pound yielded forex traders $1.42 in profits, with selling at $196.70 and buying at $195.28. For our credit report tip of the day, every step on this journey, no matter how small, builds a stronger, more resilient credit profile. So let's look at your challenges and some solutions. If your challenge is a lack of financial discipline, then your strategy is to create a realistic budget and track your spending using budgeting apps. Discipline today means better credit tomorrow. If your challenge is inconsistent or low income, then your strategy is to document all streams and consider a co-signer if needed to bolster your application. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
Thanks, Denise. In regional news, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, is warning of a heightened risk of dengue outbreaks across the Americas, including the Caribbean. The alert comes as the Dengue-3 serotype spreads in several countries, raising concerns about increased infections in the region. More details in this report.
The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, has issued an epidemiological alert warning of an increased risk of dengue outbreaks across the Americas and the Caribbean due to the growing presence of the Dengue-3 stereotype. The alert issued on Tuesday urges countries to enhance disease surveillance, early diagnosis, and clinical management to mitigate a potential surge in cases. Health experts are concerned about the resurgence of Dengue-3 as populations in areas where it has been absent for an extended period may lack immunity, increasing their vulnerability. Additionally, this stereotype has been associated with severe forms of dengue, even in first-time infections, posing a significant public health challenge. Dengue transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito exists in 4 stereotypes: Dengue-1, Dengue-2, Dengue-3, and Dengue-4. Immunity to one stereotype does not protect against the other, and subsequent infections with different stereotypes can lead to more severe illness. Acting Senior Environmental Health Officer in Grenada, Denny Crony, in a recent interview with GBN, reminded the public about preventing the growth of the mosquito population and the spread of dengue.
As it relates to preventative, we want to narrow down on source reduction. And when we speak about source reduction, we are speaking about eliminating breeding sites around your home, around your properties, around anywhere that you own. And it's not just about me, it's not just about the Department of Environmental Health, but it's about each one of us taking action, going out in our backyards and ensuring that there is no stagnant water in any form, in containers, in plastic, and helping us as a department prevent that outspread. One of the key actions we should be taking is, as I said, we have to eliminate the source. We have to protect ourselves. And when I speak about protecting ourselves, there are a number of things we can use. We can use off, we can use some mosquito nets and way long sleeve clothes and so forth. So we have a part to play in this thing.
PAHO is urging governments to take proactive measures to prevent the spread of dengue and minimize its impact on communities. Rena Thomas, GBN News.
In Belize, the National Creole Council has released the second edition of the Creole English Dictionary, updating the 2007 original with new words and revised spellings. It's part of ongoing efforts to preserve and promote Creole as a recognized language in Belize. News 5's Brittany Gordon was at the launch and brings us more.
Creole is one of the most spoken languages in Belize, and for many, it's their mother tongue. or even the only language they know. However, a lot of Belizeans find it challenging to read and write in Creole, which has created a gap in Creole education. To tackle this issue, the National Creole Council has just launched the second edition of the Creole English Dictionary.
Well, it got more than 560 new entries, and one new entry might be a new sense of the word, like the word tat, T-A-A-T. You did think cook, not tat, right? But we got a flowers bank, and the lady they talk about, no man, tell us you don't want the tat in the dory, the lead board. No, me never know that. Right, but that anybody who don't know Dory and the riverbank know about tat. So that get added in as a new sense of the word tat.
The new edition is a hefty volume over 600 pages long, and it's available both online and in print. The council is doing its best to make the book as accessible as possible to everyone. Editor-in-Chief Sylvana Oates emphasized how vital language is in shaping and preserving a culture.
First of all, it's free online. Access 501. You could get it downloaded free. And then with the Trigon One app, so you could quick search free. And you could get it soon. We're going to Angelos and Brody's by end of the week. Hopefully they have it out. Today you could get it at the special price at $35, Belize. And the whole idea that any Lee money we make won't be so small just to make more book. All right, just to make more book, because we want people to get it.
The council took feedback from the first edition of the dictionary released back in 2007 to make these latest revisions. Sylvana Oates' updated dictionary includes variations of words commonly used by Creole speakers. By standardizing the spelling, Oates explains Creole is one step closer to being recognized as an official language.
If you use a standard orthography, then there is a right way to spell it. You might have a variant way, an accepted variety, because that's how people pronounce it, like fi, a lot of people say fo. So fi, fa, fo, that one of the words for four, we got the most variants. But when you standardize, you don't want too many variants, because then you move away from the standard. So one dictionary set out for be descriptive, for describe what people don't do. But the minute you get it codified, it becomes prescriptive. And it starts prescribed down the road. Well, we could check the dictionary. We could check the dictionary, right?
The council calls this book a true labor of love for all Belizeans, urging everyone to help preserve and uplift the Creole language. They're already looking ahead with plans for a third edition, expected to come out in the next 5 years. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
With other Caribbean nations already compensating former LIAT employees, ex-workers in Grenada are urging Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell to address their pleas and pay their long-awaited severance.
Former employees of LIAT 1974 Limited in Grenada are questioning the present administration's stance regarding the payment of severance to them. This comes against the backdrop of a recent decision taken by the Antigua and Barbuda government to pay their former LIAT employees through a 10-year bond called the Compassionate Payment Bond. The bond is worth EC $16.72 million and has an annual interest rate of 2%. The bond covers Antigua's 32% share of severance owed to 405 former LIAT employees. The government made the first payment of the bond, which was then transferred to Binder Dika Otter, or BDO, Eastern Caribbean, for distribution to eligible employees. Two islands, St. Lucia, followed by Barbados, led the way early by paying their severance money. With Antigua now in the process of paying their workers, the former LIAT workers in Grenada are pleading with Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell to hear their cries and pay severance money. Our news desk sought a response through Press Secretary Neela Etienne. However, up to news time, no answer was forthcoming. Grenada had a staff of approximately 50 LIAT workers comprising management team, administrative personnel, clerical staff, ramp attendants, cargo staff, an office attendant and mechanic. These employees had served the company and by extension the Caribbean diligently for well over 60 years. Owned by 4 stakeholder governments, namely Barbados, St. Vincent, Dominica, and Antigua, LIAT 1974 Limited terminated operations in March of 2020. LIAT 2020 is a new company and has no dealings whatsoever with LIAT 1974 Limited. Christina John, GBN News.
In sports, we begin with track and field. Jamaican sprint legend Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce will be officially presented with the keys to the city of Kingston on Thursday, February 13. The ceremony will be held at her alma mater, Wolmer's High School in Kingston. Mayor of Kingston, Councillor Andrew Swaby, says in a statement, quote, "This follows a resolution approved in September 2024. It is to honor her at the school where she first showcased her extraordinary talent and where she remains an inspiration to many Jamaicans." End quote. He was addressing the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation's General Sitting of Council this week. Fraser-Pryce, affectionately known as Pocket Rocket, rose to prominence by winning gold in the 100 meters at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, becoming the first Caribbean woman to claim the title. She went on to defend her Olympic crown in 2012 and has amassed multiple World Championship titles. Mrs. Fraser-Pryce has been a role model for aspiring athletes and a dedicated advocate for youth development in Jamaica. Passing the ball to Jamaica's young reggae boys, who are a point away from qualifying for the FIFA Men's Under-17 World Cup in Qatar later this year, after swamping Cayman Islands 10-1 for their second win in the CONCACAF qualifiers in Guatemala on Wednesday. A win or draw on Saturday against El Salvador will mean Jamaica will qualify for the Under-17 World Cup in Qatar in November. Jamaica had beaten St. Lucia 3-1 in their first game played on Monday. Onto the pitch with cricket. West Indies cricket is celebrating a big win off the field. Left arm spinner Jamel Warrican has been named the ICC Men's Player of the Month for January after his standout performances against Pakistan helped secure the Windies' first Test victory there in over 30 years. The details in this report.
The 32-year-old left-arm spinner delivered an historic performance, taking 19 wickets across 2 Test matches at an astonishing average of just 9.00. Despite Pakistan clinching the opening Test in Multan, Warrican's 10-wicket haul kept the West Indies in the fight. His second innings spell of 7 for 32 was nothing short of magical, playing a role in all but one of Pakistan's dismissals. His contributions were not just with the ball. In the second Test, when the West Indies was struggling at 95 for 9, Warrican partnered with Kemar Roach to push the score to 163 all out. His all-round performance, including match-winning figures of 4 for 43 and 5 for 27, led the team to a remarkable 120-run victory, the West Indies' first Test win in Pakistan since 1990. It's an honor to win this award. One of my goals for this year was my first 5-4 in Test cricket. But I did not think that it would be this grand. I see this as one small step in my cricketing career, and I look forward to many more. I promised my captain something special in this series, especially when my father, my biggest supporter, predicted a phenomenal performance for me. Multan has a special place in my heart, not only because of the historic win for the West Indies, beating Pakistan away from home, but also by earning this prestigious award. Warrican becomes the first West Indian to win the ICC Men's Player of the Month award since Gudakesh Moti in May 2024. He continued with his purple patch upon his return from Pakistan, taking 8 wickets in the solitary match he has bowled in the West Indies Championship.
And that's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.